Hello everybody! Sorry, oh, okay, my camera has just decided to completely freak out. Sorry the stream started so late today, and excuse me while I fix my camera doing whatever the hell it's doing, because today has just decided to really just take a dump on me. Every single piece of tech I have has just stopped working. So I've barely managed to get us set up for today, so here we are. So that's nice. Oh wait, what the hell's happening now? I just read, oh, because I'm turning the wrong dial. There we go, there we go, there we go. We got our actual dial up, so our audio's better. Still not ideal, but yeah, our audio interface decided to die today. Obviously my webcam's now been a pain. Everything has kind of gone wrong today, and it's been a bit of a problem. But here we are. Still ready to cast, still ready to go. My commitment knows no bounds. I will fight my way through technical issues small and large, just to get a look at some good Heroes games. Feels good. White balance. Where were we? We were like here? Maybe? And then we had the saturation quite high up. There we go. That looks a little better. I need to be a little paler. There we go. A bit more. A bit more saturate. A little more on the contrast. Little bit more saturation. Damn, what a babe. Thank you, Jinxie. Very appreciated. Okay, what was the white balance? I think that's probably about as close as we're going to get on this very, very short notice. And we'll just sort of deal with what we have, because we have no time, no setup. Everything's just kind of broken. We're just having to deal with what we have. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the HeroesCCL CCL, where today we're going to be casting some Week 3 games. Should be very entertaining. And we're going to be starting off with the Clash of the Titans. It is going to be Oxygen Esports versus WildHeart Gaming, which, due to all the technical issues, I did not have time to add to the sheet. So this is going to be probably the most ghetto cast I've had so far, because I am actually going to have to build it as I go, because of just how much everything broke in the time leading up to this. Here we go. Save image. Just in pictures. Awesome. And I know what page that's on. Look, thank God for studio mode. We are all good. Everything is fine. Nobody panic. We're all good. No need to be so concerned. Just because everything's exploding doesn't mean everything is all going to go and stay wrong. Okay, alright. Panic is a little bit less on right now. We're less immediate panic. Okay. Alrighty then. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, of course, once again, to the wonderful HeroesCCL CCL, which is loud as hell suddenly. Let's turn that down. I think that's just me, actually. Yep, there we go. That's a little bit better and hearable for you. As you can see, we are going to be jumping in to the terrifying matchup that is Oxygen Esports versus WildHeart Gaming first. That should be a hell of a match. And afterwards, we'll be jumping into Crowd Control Gaming versus Sidestep Kings. Sounds good? Good. I'm happy. Let's head into the game, or at least the draft, so that we can head in. As you just heard, the first map will be Dragonshire, and WildHeart Esports are going to be starting off with the Brightwing ban. Medivh is going to be taken out by Oxygen. Of course, WildHeart's very well known for running that, have run that Medivh. It only takes one player to run the Medivh for it to basically be a insta-ban every time. Cassius, still the top assassin at the moment. Again, apologies about the quality. That has not been changed since last week. We just have to deal with what we have. There goes Chromie. Taken out of action as well. Not too surprising there. A little bit of siege, extra siege damage, but Junkrat going to be coming in for unaverted very quickly here. Fun to see. But it is Dragonshire, of course, so Rexxar is going to materialize in for Oxygen Esports with the Sylvanas, one of Madara's top heroes, to really pile on some early pressure at this stage. So, once again, Dragonshire, not the most common map for either of these teams, to be honest. Highest win rate by Oxygen Esports, Dragonshire is on there, but only after one map as Deathwing comes in for WildHeart. Sorry for Oxygen, who, in terms of Dragonshire map plays. In terms of Dragonshire plays, it has not been seen by WildHearts. This is their first Dragonshire game. And they were taken to it as a forced first pick. Very exciting. Very interesting to always see those kind of statistics. What are we going to see? There's the Hanzo ban. Very smart, very sensible. It's a strong ban. Now, where do we go from there? We see the Orphea. Good. Hyper carry. Great combo with the Sylvanas. Those two can wombo very effectively together. Looks good. So, Oxygen Esports now. They have that Rexar. Their second time playing Rexar. 100% win rate on it so far. Much like most of the heroes they have played in CCL. That Sylvanas popping in once as well. Currently only on a 50% win rate, but still definitely one of the most impressive heroes. Kharazim Leoric. Alrighty, we're going for that double bruiser style that Oxygen seem to like picking up here. Very, very fun. I like it. I like it indeed. He always brings out the exciting play. That is, of course, Prismaticism. Then we have Pitkid, who is justing on the other side for names you might not recognize. WildHeart Esports finishing out their picks here. They already have Decker Deathwing, the main tank, which they're going to be running in with Blaze, very acceptable here, and the Gazlo. Both these teams seem to like the triple frontline build as Oxygen finish out with the Zeratul. Percentage damage right now. 7-sided Strike and Leoric. Leoric is here as sort of the main tank counter, and Zeratul is here to kill everyone else. Both these teams like this style of play, and this seems to be the meta right now, at least between these two teams. It's very interesting, very different to what a couple of the other teams have been running, especially teams like Crowd Control. It's exciting. Very exciting between these two teams. Let's see what they can make out of this as we prepare to load in to map number 1, which shall be Dragonshire. I'm excited to see. Looking good already. It's going to be an exciting game. Number 1 should be very entertaining. I'm going to quickly turn my brightness up on my camera so I don't look like I'm sitting in darkness, because I do have studio lights on. They are being used. Feels good. Alrighty then. Boom. Alright, we are good. Hello everybody. Once again, as a reminder as well, today's stream is sponsored by SNUC Gaming, Simply Nuck Gaming, and their People's Choice campaign. The 2 polls that you had earlier in the month have reached their conclusion, and we are now down to our winners finals there between the Ghost Canyon and the Vortex. Both incredibly powerful systems, incredibly portable. You could fit the Ghost Canyon, especially in a backpack, which is pretty great. So if you want to go check those out, you can see some good stuff. SN, do you... SN, you do see? Simply Nuck Gaming. Oh my. You can type in !SNUC to show all the details on those computers and vote in the poll and support them for supporting Heroes of the Storm. Let's head into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try to move the camera, which I can't do. On the left-hand side, it will be Oxygen Esports. On the right, it will be WildHeart Esports. Both very strong teams. The first match in this best-of-5 series shall begin. We get this underway. We start off the Bear doing the scouting. Prisma in position. They're going to try and blow up Misha. They get quite a bit of stuns, not able to do it so far. New habits coming in for Blaze. Ooh, we're going with the scrap fueling auto attacks for Gazlo. This may mean that he isn't the one on the off lane. They may have the 4-man. They are. Gazlo rolling into the 4-man here, which means Deathwing will be holding top lane. Let's see how he sustains. He's gone for the Dragon's Ire at level 1 to give him the sustain that way. Banana Rage stunned out. Position the concussion mine very well. Not going to be enough to finish off any kills at this stage. Sylvanas, by the way, going for percentage damage is Madara, but that's not actually going to do anything to Deathwing. This is only going to be usable on Blaze, and of course, it's still good burst damage. It still applies slows to your enemies, but again, it will not affect Deathwing due to the fact that he is immune to all forms of crowd control, and that percentage damage only affects slowed targets. So Sylv won't be getting any extra damage done there with that overwhelming affliction. A little bit of trading back and forth. Prismat backs away. Funds rotating with the team once again, trying to play a little bit of aggression. Lane's being cleared up. Zergling playing quite far back for the moment. No need to step up. No need to play any kind of aggression at this stage yet. Right now, he's just going to be able to hold this lane, although he is currently very outnumbered. Buds has come up to assist, but Buds does not offer really any extra wave clear, so will not be able to help too much. Gazlo Funds has come up as well. That big game hunter being able to auto those bruiser camps will give him a lot of turrets here. He's gone for that rocket socket, maximum sustain Gazlo build. Well, safe sustain Gazlo build with the shielding. Of course, when he autos heroes, mercenaries, or monsters, he gets scrap back at a quicker cooldown rate. Who will not be back at a quick rate will be Blaze, who is sniped on the rotation there. He is going for a very tanky build. This is the main tank Blaze build with new habits, reducing the cooldown of your Pyromania. And once you finish stacking, it will grant you Unstoppable for 2 seconds, which is a very long time. And then combining that with Meltdown. Very, very effective against multiple targets here. Hitting an enemy hero with Pyromania reduces their damage dealt by 8% up to 35%. And when Blaze is getting stuck into the backline, he's going to be doing a lot of damage reduction. Very smart. He blinking over the steel trap. He knows it's there, but unaverted, but still hunting him. Red Robot going to back up. Blaze managed to get a quick charge there. They are actually dueling Leoric up in the midpoint. Again, I don't control the camera, so I can't show this to you. Camp shall be cleaned up. A little bit of extra pressure applied there onto the map. Nothing too much to start us off with. Links away, and Gazlo gets the channel. Nicely done. Just able to pick that up here. We'll be able to begin pushing their way into mid lane, keep the pressure on, but the zoning is very effective here. Pickett trying to slow down the chase onto that Dragon Knight, but of course there's a Leoric here. Going to be able to really melt through that Dragon Knight if it's not defended. Leoric, in fact, is going to be punted into the bot lane, trying to give Gazlo a little bit more freedom, trying to give Funds the ability to step up here. So far, does not look like it's working. Dragon Knight forced to back away. Will stay alive for now. Quick punt onto Banana H, forcing him to back up. Very exciting, by the way, to see Banana H on that Karazim. Always like to see him on new heroes as we see the focus onto Prismat here, who's able to blink away. Pete stays safe. Duel back and forth, unaverted, sniped by the Deathwing Meteor at the end of that fight there, picking up the kill for Oxygen Esports. That's only the second kill of the game, 2-0 right now in their favor. Lost Souls, of course, coming in for Sylvana, sticking with the same style we have been expecting most of the time. They clean that up. Deathwing, we see Leoric trying to force his way forward. He's got the hopelessness, the extra range. Red Robot will back away, though. They're playing this safe for the moment. Neither team wanting to go hard. It's about point control as well. If you hear the audio cutting out, that's not on my side. If you hear clicking on the audio, that is on my side. Those are the technical issues I've been having earlier. But if you hear the audio cutting out from the game, that's on the side of CCL. They keep tabbing out of the game, and that causes everything to mute for the clean feed, which we have to watch. So that's the reasoning behind that. You can see we are at max quality. Everything is fine. Alrighty, Focus knocking a couple over the wall, allowing the Ford to help out. Very smart here. With level 10 on the board, we have a mind control going to be used onto Gazlo. Funds is going to be getting into the bunker to stay alive. Great turnaround there by Pickett, and the Riptire turns it round and kills off Leo. Nicely done. Great fight there by WildHeart. WildHeart push their way up into the bottom of the lane. We have a Burn Beneath My Shadow coming in for Deathwing as well. They've gone for the cooldown, but they've gone for the reset. Every time a Fort dies, expecting to get one in this fight. It's also extra damage, which will follow up as a great wombo once Gazlo, who's gone for the Gravo Bomb, is able to land some solid engages. Very fancy lineup they've got going on here. On the other side, it's very much single target isolation style. Void Prism, separate the team. Less targets for 7-sided to hit. The balls to slow to make it easier to land that entomb. Mind Control, focusing on the single target, finish them off. It, of course, also applies 3 stacks of Banshee's Curse now, making it very, very strong. Funds clearing up. Zergling will pop in to help finish that off right now. Double channel is available for Oxygen Esports, but no one's able to step up as of yet. I swear this clean feed's actually gone worse quality. Red Robot holds the line for the moment. Not going to be able to make anything happen at this stage. Madara sieges in. Seven-sided onto Funds. Big focus, Funds. Redrops the Grabo Bomb. He's going to hold quick heal using his laser. But there's the Deathwing coming in to buy some time. Gasso Funds was able to get into the bunker. And they hold the line. Great defense there. I'm just going to very quickly do a quality reset on this. See if that makes a difference. Nope, it's just like that. Okay. Red Robot backing away. Zergling going for the Dragon's Ire, but still bringing out that extra damage over time on the level 4. Very interesting to see. Going with that Heat Wave. Sometimes you see this combined with maybe Dragon's Ire, or sticking with the more Infernus-based build with Infernus Wicked Photo Configuration. In this case, not into it. Not about the breath build. Will be punished by the Kerosene when that happens, as we do see Gazlo taken out, running down by Banana Rage and Prisma, two of the highest single target damage heroes in the game, just able to chase him down. Sea Giants pushing into the bot lane will deal with the turrets, which do now have superior schematics, but they have all been slain or expired. There's the Entomb. You can't unstoppable that. He was able to unstoppable the mind control, but the damage output was too high. Madara separating his aggro between the two towers to keep them both disabled. Using those black arrows, there's Void Prism to buy time for his team. The Steel Trap does not care about the Void Prism. It just went for it. There's the concussion by very nearly, says Banana Rage over the side as well. Dashes forward, looks for Buds. Cannot find the kill. Instead of Riptire onto Madara and P. They hold their way through very, very nicely here. Dragon Breath comes out. Here comes Deathwing landing above. Holding that defensive point. Ooh, Fire and Fury coming in for Deathwing. Going for a very heavy battle-style Deathwing here. Basic attacks against root and stunned targets deal 30% extra damage. Good charge out by Banana Rage there, using that Radiant Dash. Seven-sided is able to avoid all the CC of Funds, and that gets Banana Rage out. Very nicely done. Of course, Fire and Fury also reduces the cooldown of Deathwing's basic abilities by 0.5 seconds on every auto. See them disengaging. Top lane, Dragonite was able to push in the fort, finish that off. First vote of the game goes over to Oxygen Esports, currently 4-1. Very exciting here, and this might... We'll have to see how the rest of the series go, but this might be enough to put down the doubters for Oxygen, saying that they'd only beaten teams who weren't doing so well. Well, look at this! Down goes Funds as the Dragonite takes him out with the help of Red Robot on that Leo, and they are pushing in for their second fort of the game. They Black Arrow to disable it. Here comes Zergling to try and split the team in two to give the turnaround, but he can't do it. He takes too much damage. He's forced to back up. He loses 2 armor plates in that engage. And we see WildHeart Esports on the back foot. Oxygen with the fort. Mid-fort still healthy, will survive, but they are looking strong right now. They have a talent lead as they hit level 16. There's the crushing hope from that Leoric of Red Robot to really kill Zergling quickly. Very exciting to see. Got the cooldown reduction on the Drain Hope as well. That's going to be so strong for really keeping Zergling out of these fights. Right now, he's still 2 armor plates down. Still willing to engage. Hasn't had time to fly yet. Just going to do some damage. Do what they can. Level 16. Still over half a level away from WildHeart Esports right now. Grenades coming in. Turrets from all sides. Gazlo Funds puts in a little bit of damage. Here comes Red Robot. Mind control was hung out as well. They were trying to fish for kills there. A little greedy from Oxygen. They don't find anything. Fort will go down, though. 2 forts in favor of Oxygen right now. WildHeart Esports on the back foot. But they scale very well to the late game, especially Gazlo, especially Junkrat. Those two scale in terms of DPS very, very well. There's that endless nades. That's a big jump in power coming in here. Deathwing going with the Elementium plating. Doesn't want to die. Don't blame him. Wants to try and avoid being picked off in these fights by giving himself a little bit of extra sustain. Gaslow going with Arc Reactor, the cooldown reduction of his stun. 2-second cooldown reduction here. And getting those little tiny rocket turrets. Getting a little bit of extra damage output there. That's the charge. Focusing forward, looking for Nasmus. Root, stun, brutal. He'll feign death, but that will only delay the inevitable here. He will be taken out. It allowed time for his team to think about rotating, though. It's a 4-man in bot lane, so we see a 3-man right now here. Although Kara's team actually going to be slower on that rotation. Banana Rage not here yet. Good dodge by Red Robot. Dodging the charge, and then Wraith walking to get around anyone else. Extra healing coming in from the Blaze here, from Pit Kid. Now his Pyromania also heals him. This is again the full tank build. He's gone for the Crossfire for burst, but suppressive fire. Spell armor, spell power reduction. Gives him a lot of extra sustain. Madra plays it safe. In the meantime, Deathwing having a rough game, just being forced to de-push that top lane consistently, never getting to do anything really in these team fights so far. Has dropped 1 Cataclysm, which has come off cooldown naturally because they have not got a single fort yet, which would be the auto cooldown reduction. They are currently 0-1 with this Deathwing, and that might be about to turn into 0-2, a 0% win rate from WildHeart Esports. Not able to replicate the success we have seen from teams like 30k with that Deathwing. There's the Entomb onto Buds. Dive in from Zeratul. The quick stun from Buds. Mind control, though. Absolutely eats Pit Kid. Taking him out. He was unable to unstoppable. Quick Will of the Forsaken for Madara to get out. It's a 1-for-0. Quick trade back and forth, but neither team still able to get onto the point. Finally, we're going to see them zoned out, but it's too late. Gaslow has made it down to bot. Oh, P, he's going to be able to hold it on neutral, which means the Yorick channeling in the mid lane will get the Dragon Knight. And that's going to be the kill and the Dragon Knight going over to Oxygen Esports. 7 kills to 2. Every Dragon Knight. They've all 3 forts. They are now going to push into the bot lane, mid lane, bot lane. To push in, set themselves up. This is, of course, the triple camp lane. Mind Control does not find anyone. Madara is fishing there. Black Arrow is being held. They push in. They have level 20. They have the upgraded Mind Control, which is a very short cooldown now, so it'll be up very shortly. Transgression, Shadow Mending, now Void Slash. There's Transgression! Gaslow absolutely destroyed in that fight as they push their way in. Try to focus down the keep. There's the Molten Breath coming in from Zergling, but P is just bullying him out here. Keep will go down. Dragonite expires. They're looking for it. They have buried alive. Red Robot was trying to fish for someone. They even cleanse the bear. Make sure it gets out. So instead, Riptire, it's still hunting. Hasn't found anything yet. Will explode. Hits Banana Rage. Let's have a look at that kill onto Gaslow again, see exactly what happened in that fight. You can see here the siege begins on the right-hand side, and Funzy steps up looking for a position. Misha rotating in, looking for the angle, because right now Gaslow is far enough back that it's not a huge deal if he gets caught out of position. In the meantime, Mind Control, we will see Blaze getting focused down. It's the Mind Control that fished out Madara as well, and that fished out the Gaslow, and down he went. In the meantime, in-game, we are seeing Cataclysm coming out from Deathwing to buy time. There's the Gravo Bomb! That is big! WildHeart Esports just eviscerated them! They look for Red Robot, who's in full retreat, trying to set up, trying to let those Siege Giants do work and buy time for his team. But that Wombo was unbelievable! What a pickup there, coming in from WildHeart Esports, getting themselves back in this game. That wasn't even the upgraded Gravo Bomb. That was regular Gravo Bomb. They went at level 24. It's raining scrap. More turrets coming in for funds, just really trying to get that defensive positioning going. Each of his turrets, reducing the cost of his turrets by 1 scrap, and we're getting 2 scrap for each scrap picked up. It means he's just spamming turrets now. He's gone for days. We also see Respect the Elderly, Cannonballs. We're seeing the upgraded bunker, fortified bunker, and of course, the Stood in the Fire. The turrets sieging away the artillery of Gaslow. coming in. Zeratul is actually being chased down on the other side of the map. P is gonna be chased across the map. Can they find? They gotta predict this. They gotta predict the blink. They do. He medallions and then blinks. P on point. Very patient there. Beautifully done. There's the Entomb. No buried alive. Doesn't need it. Buds is sniped down. There comes the Deathwing from the side. Grammarbomb finds nothing. Defensive Riptire to protect funds. Drain Hope does a lot of damage to Zergling, but he gets out of it before the Crushing Hope lands. Funds in trouble. Plate 2 is dropped. Red Robot is deleting him right now. Top is pushing in. Mind Control is dodged. Pitkid, he's forced to bunker. There's 2 members down. This is very, very bad for WildHeart Esports. They were looking for a comeback, but now they are on the defensive. The Dragon Knight will be picked up by Oxygen Esports. They cannot defeat. WildHeart cannot hold. They cannot save this Dragon Knight. They are now just going to have to clear it as fast as possible. Pitkid, he is going to try and delay, actually. He's going to hold as long as he can. 15 seconds until Decade Kane. 32 until Gazlo. If Pitkid gets out alive, this is a clutch play. If he dies, that's a disaster for his team. He takes so much damage. Pitkid goes down, but he kills Zeratul. Makes it the 1v1. That's a 1v1, and they're still holding this point. Unaverted comes up. Here's Leo, though. They are very outnumbered. Decade's on the way. They are incredibly outnumbered. There's the Entomb. Down goes Zergling, and that 1v1 fight has now turned into a 2-for-1 with staggered deaths. The Dragonite will be picked up by Nasmus. Unaverted will rotate back to base, but they just lost one of their big hitters in the form of Deathwing, and we're going to be seeing the push into the mid lane. They might even try and skip mid lane and go for core. They don't have Zeratul, but they do have Sylve coming in from base. They're going to skip the keep, and they're going to look to try and go for core. But the dragon damage to the Dragon Knight, not especially high from the side of WildHeart Esports. Junkrat doing his best. That's another mind control, but they just decide to kick away Gazlo. Dragonite drops down to a third health, 25%. The core is going down. Dragonite will be dropped 7-sided. Unaverted stays alive. Bud's caught in the Entomb. Here comes Pitkid, caught out to 46%. One last chance. Funds from the side. One Gramo Bomb could be between them and losing. They find nothing. And great spreading out there from Oxygen as they take game number 1. Oxygen Esports taking the first game of this best of 5 series, able to pick up the victory there. Very nicely done. I think it's safe to say that, once, as we said earlier, anyone who might be doubting them, saying they might have played some teams that weren't doing too well at the start of the season, they may be silenced. As we find ourselves in an incredible position where Oxygen were putting on an insane performance at that stage. The Leoric, of course, topping the damage chart. He was just drinking Deathwing all game. Funds, great turnaround, very nearly saved them the game in that middle point, but the second that top fight went down how it did, and second 2 people were sniped in mid lane, it was all over. The Entomb onto Buds was insane. Great play by Red Robot, definitely the MVP of that game. And they turned it around. Yet another Leoric main tank coming in. Really interesting to see that this is becoming the meta. Super down with it. Super happy that this is becoming a thing. It's very exciting to see. And on the other side, Pitkid, he put on such a good performance, but it was not enough. Hello, everybody, by the way, who is just jumping in. Black Milk Online, Shad, and GI5SC2. You can have a look at those talents here, and you can see the single target burst style we saw from Madara. He knew that their win condition was to grab funds, and he did repeatedly, multiple times, being able to mind control funds out of a defensive position. He got the 25, 30, it's a long cooldown reduction on that level 20 for Sylvanas. Let's have a quick look. It is a 25-second cooldown reduction on a talent that has a 40-second cooldown, meaning that it's 25 seconds. And Jixie Cat as well, hello! Seeing everyone, seeing that cooldown reduction gives so much power to Sylv getting picks in the late game. Having a 25-second, what is essentially a 1.5 second stun that immediately applies all the stacks of Banshee's Curse. It's pretty freaking good, man. It does what it says on the tin. It's a good job. Mao, more cats. More cats. I don't have any cats. Sorry. No cats here. Alrighty. So that's game number 1 of our best of 5. Of course, we are casting 2 series today. We are covering these 2 series right here on your left. Oxygen Esports versus WildHeart Esports. Oh, Shadcat, gotcha. Oh, Jixie Cat, Shadcat. Ah, I get it. We're casting Oxygen versus WildHeart Esports, and then we're going to be casting Crowd Control versus Sidestep. Tomorrow, we will be covering Simplicity versus Granite Gaming, and then Chili Mountain versus 30k. So Chili Mountain versus 30k, the 2 teams that seem to be struggling a little bit at the start here. Sidestep Kings have also had a little bit of a shaky start to the season. Let's see if they can step it up against the team that a lot of people was their favorite in the form of Crowd Control. Simplicity versus Granite Gaming, though, that should be hype. Simplicity are playing very solidly right now, but Granite Gaming looks like a completely different team. This will be the litmus test for both of them. It's going to be very exciting to see that match. I think that will be my favorite. Excitement. Excitement. Tension. My God. Alrighty. And as a reminder, everybody, we are currently sponsored today by the wonderful people over at SNUC Gaming and their People's Choice campaign. If you hit !SNUC in chat, you will be taken to a Twitter link. If you check out their Twitter, you will see there is currently a poll between the Ghost Canyon and the Vortex, where you can vote on which one of those receives the bigger Black Friday and Cyber Monday discount. So you're running out of days to do this. It is time to get them going and find out which PC has the better Black Friday discount to help people afford something this holiday season. Maybe if it's not for you, it could still be for someone else so that they can get something they're really looking forward to or get it for someone they love. So make sure you vote. No reason not to. Just vote on which one you think is cool. Hell yeah. Feels good. Alrighty. We're waiting for map number 2 to materialize and we'll be able to get in play. Man, I didn't have time to do anything today. I was going to shave. I was going to do so much. Today just got real stressed here. Is it inappropriate that a British channel to quote the Worgen and say, get grabbing or get going? I don't think that's inappropriate. I think that's fine. Fingers crossed for Ghost Canyon. Agreed. He is my nemesis, but it is a good system. Vortex is good, though. It's long, so it can fit like a full-size GPU in it. Like, I think Ghost Canyon is a little shorter, so it's got one of them stubby GPUs in, which are still like full power systems, but the cooling is a little better on the longer ones. So Vortex is like a little bit higher price. Say it in the Worgen voice. Oh, hang on. Get gabbing or get going. That's the best I can do. I don't play WoW. The only Worgen voice I know is Greymane. Hell yeah. Alrighty. You're welcome. I hope that's an appropriate Worgen voice. That's the best I can do. But yeah, we're excited. So yeah, both of them look really, really good. Both of them have like i9s in. A little vicious, don't you think? We have our draft set up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's head in to game number 2 of this best of 5 series. And Nancy, thank you very much for the 400 bits. Very, very appreciated. Thank you very much. You have taken the place of Banana Rage for the time being. Your support is appreciated because, of course, we're not being paid to cast these games. We're doing them because we love Heroes and love casting. So any support you guys can show is very appreciated. Support the sponsor. If you have any extra income, maybe consider a subscription or a bit donation like the wonderful Nancy just did. Very sensible. Madara is a very strong Sylve, and we keep seeing it playing, so we're going to see it banned out this time. There goes that Medivh. Unsurprising. And we actually get sound just randomly thrown in there as well. Why not? So, in terms of statistics so far, WildHeart Esports now ban-wise, they've struggled the most in previous games against Johanna's and Cassia, so I think we might see that Cassia banned out again. No, they banned the Junkrat. It was a little disruptive from both sides. And there goes Chromie, meaning Cassia has been allowed through the ban phase. It has not been picked. Sorry, it has been picked. 3 games, 2 out of 3 wins so far for WildHeart Esports, but it's still the top assassin right now, so shall be banned out. Ooh, did we just get a hype trade? What happened? I didn't see. I missed a thing. What happened? Oh, Jinxie, 200 bits. Thank you very much for the donation. We have started the hype train. Choo-choo! Jinxie gifting 200 bits. And Lorelei D'Angelo gonna be subbing at tier 1. So appreciated. Thank you very much. Our hype trade is nice. 69%. There it is. 100%. Nancy gifting a tier 1 sub to Lighthouse. Very appreciated. We've hit that tier 1 hype train. Let's see if we can get to the tier 2 hype train. All aboard. Choo-choo. Leo's picked again with Hanzo on the board as well as WildHeart. Going to be picking up Zergling on the D.Va this time. Very strong to see. The hype trade is still nice. It's just now got bigger wheels. Alrighty, so that D.Va currently 80% win rate for WildHeart Esports over 5 games. That is a 4-1 win rate for them. Oh my god, thank you very much, Jixie Cat, for gifting 4 subs. There we go. I can't count to the community. Get it. Congratulations to McGiblets, to the Matlock. We have, oh, I always get this one wrong, Tharacus and Ajik Hands. Oh, there's an M there. It just got cut off. Magic Hands. Thank you very much for... Congratulations on your subs. We are now at level 2 hype train. Choo-choo! Let's see if we can get to level 3. Thank you very, very much. And yes, you have, Jinxie. Diablo coming onto the board, and Brightwing makes the way in. Banana Race's Brightwing is one of the most powerful Brightwings in the world, so seeing that come up as something to maybe deal with that Cassia is smart. The Deathwing was banned out once again because Leo was already on the board. It would have been a great counter, so they want to ban the thing that Deathwing counters because if it's on the same team as Deathwing, it causes problems. Moikero! We brought us up to the 33% hype train. Thank you so much. You're sub for 3 months. Zagara for fun. Second Zagara we've seen in CCL with Pickkit bringing out the Uther, the double support, and double support on the other side as well. Lily coming in for Oxygen Esports. These teams have no chill. So the idea here is WildHearts are going to be able to use that Zagara and D.Va to split push very heavily. Lorelei gifting out a tier 1 sub to GI5SC2. Thank you very much. I'm trying to unhighs team, but thank you so much for 57% of the tier 3 hype train. So they're going to be trying to use that Zagara and that D.Va to get very hard split push. And of course, they might go for the Devouring Maw here to wombo that with the self-destruct to get big burst. On the other side, that Lily is going to be treated almost as a second damage dealer in this composition. And it's going to be very tanky, very brawly in the fights. Just keep disruption at a high. Keep everyone blind. And maybe, I think this is probably going to be a water dragon game for the extra DPS here, but they might not even need it. These drafts are crazy. Both of them have logic behind them. I'll talk about them more when we head into the game. But this is going to be exciting. This is going to be very, very interesting between these two teams. That Leoric, of course, is going to be strong. Let's see how we go as we head into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this started on the left-hand side. It will be, as Lorelei gifting out a tier 1 sub to Salvation 379. There's going to be Oxygen Esports on the left-hand side, looking very strong here. The double support hyper carry Hanzo. Going to be very focused on that Entomb to land to set up for a lot of their damage output. We'll see how that goes. On the right-hand side, Nancy, thank you for the 200 bits. We're at 90% of the tier 3 hype train. Thank you so much, everybody. We're so close. WildHeart Esports will be on the right. D.Va's talents aren't showing up. Good job, Observer. Good job. I love Nightmare, but oops. Hopefully that'll fix itself in a bit. We're going to be seeing WildHearts on the right, going for that double support hyper carry Cassia. Their setup is going to be very focused on Zagara and keeping people locked down. Zergling in trouble here. Here comes the Scroll of Sealing. Root is good. 400 bits from Nancy. Thank you very much. Tier 3 hype train complete. Choo-choo! Pulling into the station. Thank you all so much for the support. We technically have a tier 4 hype train, 4.5 minutes to try and complete it, but I appreciate everything you guys have done. You are so generous during this cast. If you can't keep it going, I'd love to keep it going. Choo-choo, the train will not stop until it's derailed. We see the double rotation coming in from WildHeart Esports. The 4-man using Zagara, who by the way has gone for the Roachling health. That is to make the Roachlings a little more tanky. This will allow them to get more value in the late game once Zagara picks up the percentage damage. This is the style that we will see from Funds today. Getting that cooldown reduction, getting that increased 30% health on Roachling. So glad to cast CCL when it's very, very appreciated. Thank you very much. Siege comes in unaverted. About to emitter. Pick it. He stuns Nasmus! He stuns Nasmus, steals the emitter, drops it, and they push forward. Banana Rage is the target here on this Brightwing. Focus down! And WildHeart Esports picked the kill. Justin, you beast! He ran in, stunned Leo, picked it up, and just dropped it on him. What a play! We're seeing a wave of light Uther here, going with the max sustain, even though he is a second support here. They go for maximum healing output. We see Lily starting with the extra blinds coming in. Oh, big stun, self-destruct, chunks down Red Robot, but he's holding Pitkin, tanks it. Who got the turret? It looks like the turret was taken by Oxygen Esports. Wow. What a start. That was a fight down. It's a liquid cooling diva with a self-destruct coming in with nuclear option. They're going for a very area control build. I think this is actually going to be a Devouring Maw Divine Storm game. 200 bits from Jinxie, 2 minutes 45 left on that hype train, 9% in. Thank you so much, everybody. Dream Shot comes in for Brightwing. No extra polymorph burst here. And as I said earlier, Lily is turning into the damage dealer this game, acting as a Healy mage. Wind Serpent, getting a free blinding wind when you Cloud Serpent. Great for sleep, great for blinding sustain to keep people locked down and for little bits of extra DPS there. And of course, we see at level 4 the Surging Winds. Spell power if she hits 2 heroes, getting an extra 10% spell power. Very, very strong as the game goes on. Honestly, Lily could either go for Cleanse here if they want it. I don't think they need it, but it's probably going to instead go for Lightning Serpent. That very much boosts that damage output. We see Prismat. Lily is very positioning focused. I will still give it that even though a lot of those abilities are auto-targeting, in fact, all of them are auto-targeting, the actual positioning aspect makes that quite difficult to manage. You can't just target that front line. Lily won't kill the front line. Although, to be fair, the front line here is a little squishier. Okay, we don't go for full self-destruct build for D.Va here. We still go for that hit the Nitros. A little bit of extra CC here. So the idea for Oxygen Esports is they're going to be using the Entomb as a very heavy setup. This will be a Lightning Breath style build. Maybe Emerald Wind, but I think this will be a Water Dragon as well. And they're just going to try and group and isolate and kill, using that Leoric to drain targets down. This will be very heavy on damage output as the game goes on, but it starts off a little slow. On the side of WildHeart Esports, they are going for a very sustainy lineup, with Uther acting as a main tank here, which is why the cooldown reduction on his W actually kind of helps him out here in terms of sustain. Is he going to go for Guardian of Ancient Kings here? That's the question. Is he just going to try and sustain his team through crowd control, which there might not be that much of? This isn't really a great composition for Pitkid to gain huge Guardian value. Diablo is, of course, very heavy on the stuns, and Hanzo might be. They do. Guardian of Ancient Kings is the target. Zergling, a little bit of trouble. Self-destruct is dropped. Nuclear option, and that's going to be enough to kill off Prisma. Prisma deleted here. Great setup again by Zergling. Nasmus chase down Zergling. Zergling! He can't do it. He aggroed the tower, which made him turn, meaning he would not land the autos, and Nasmus survived with 100 hit points. Turret being stolen by WildHeart, who have a 2-kill lead. They are in a great position right now, but Oxygen making the most of the fact that they do have Brightwing. They are leaving her to soak up in top lane. However, turret is stolen. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the Tier 3 hype train. So supportive. Thank you very much as we continue this game number 2. Protector picked up by WildHearts. Oxygen choosing not to go in for a big fight. They just play it a little safer. Bouncing in by Prismat. Nasmus draining WildHearts out, keeping the pressure on. Right now, the Protector's not doing too much, but here's exactly what we were talking about earlier. We see the Devouring Maw, we see the Stay a While, still micro missiles. Bunny Hop, one day they will make it good enough to be picked by anyone who isn't me. Ball Lightning for Cassia, finish off anyone who's outside the isolating shots. I think this will be a Storm. No, we do see a D-Shield. Keep that hyper carry Cassia going. Dragon Strike on the other side. There's that Entomb. Dragon Strike plus Lightning Breath plus the Entomb equals paid. No Water Dragon, though. I was wrong on both heroics I called on the second healers. There's Dragon Strike. Got him. Nailed it. Alrighty, it zoned them out a little bit, slowed down their retreat, as we do see Zergling backing away. You can see the bullying that Lily does offer in 1v1 situations. He really is hard to kill and very hard to out-sustain. Playing back and forth, waiting for their chances here. Turret is available. Nothing too much going to be coming in there. Going to be a turret exchanged for a siege camp. Nothing going to be achieved in the hyper-aggressive stage. Banana Rage rotating in. He's gone for the Blink Heal. As a reminder, no Emerald Wind fancying this here. Wave of Light is complete. Entomb finds Unaverted, who is a little bit trapped. There's the Dragon Strike, but he's already been able to force his way out. Thanks to Pitkin and Zerg, they were able to force Red Robot out of that opening to give him the escape through. Ball Lightning does a lot of damage. Red Robot is locked, body blocked, and is going to be popped. There's a Devouring Maw onto just Hanzo. Can they get the follow-up? Yes, they can. That's 4-0 in favor of WildHearts, who are smashing their way through HeroesCCL Esports. Absolutely deleting them at this stage, pushing their way through. Down goes mid-fort. Micro missiles to try to set up the fountain as well. They want that. Support camp not going to be available for a little bit, but will be up relatively soon. Bile Drop currently 4 stacks in. Remember, if they can get up to the full stack, an extra Roach will spawn, which will definitely synergize with the level 16 talent, which will allow Zagara to do percentage damage. Very hard to miss up here, especially with that Diablo on the board. I would be very surprised if we see one of the other talents on that level, but I've been wrong repeatedly this game, so I would be up to see the alternative. There's the charge, Red Robot interrupted, follow-up stun, Pitkin caught in the Entomb. Buds healing him up though, heals for heals. Hydra's Transfusion for the healing, Corrosive Saliva is the more likely pickup. Mutalisk is also available, but it's a double heal that feels really like a waste of value. Polly onto Zergling. Banana Rage just chilling out for now. Get in that, make sure he gets that soak. More Drain Hope build coming in from Leo, keeping himself sustained, keeping the enemy team bullied. Cooldown reduction, gonna very much help dealing with Uther especially, who now has that extra armor. Zergling clearing that up. Well met, picked up by Uther, a level and a bit late here, very interesting. Picking a little bit of trouble, backs away. There's the Entomb though. Entomb on the conveyor belt, gets the potion, Lightning Breath zones everyone away from him, and he's forced to Divine Shield himself. Divine Shield shuts down any attempt. Sorry about clearing my throat there for a bit. Red Robot. Trying to find his opportunity to maybe engage up to Zergling, but otherwise just clearing out the minion wave. Just doing what he can. Bardic Emitter will be picked up by the side of WildHearts. A lot of damage being put onto that. They're playing it safe. It's, of course, the Holy Aura coming in from Uther, by the way. We mentioned that earlier. They now have 2 Bardic Emitters and a turret as they begin to move in. 99% to 0. WildHearts make their play. Zagara, no teleport, remember. She did not go for the Nidus one. Has to literally run back up. Makes her way in. Let's see what they can do. Benediction for the Uther, looking for the play. Lots of extra damage being applied. That's a good Dragon Strike this time, but unaverted. Tanking through that incredibly. Red Robot rooted, popped, taking so much damage. The Ball Lightning is murdering him, but he's able to escape. Red Robot gets away. They're still chasing him down. No one has died in this fight yet. Leoric's moving back to the point. No one's stopping him. Finally, we see two members of the side of WildHeart's going to be making their way up to defend that. I saw a donation. I'll call that out in a second. I don't have my Streamlabs open. Excuse me. I'm dying. Alrighty. I'm not actually. I just have a bad throat today. All the stress. Emergency shielding coming in from D.Va. Whew. I might have to try this build. It's doing pretty solid in these fights. They make their way in. There's a lot of blinds, so it makes a lot of sense. Scatter arrow. 79 to 99%. WildHeart try to hold. They've got everyone here. Red Robot's been healed almost fully. They're going to make their way back in. There's the Entomb with the turret. Bud's in trouble. He finds the gap. Dragon Strike finds absolutely nothing. Leo is the first to fall. They look for Madara now with Zergling chasing him through. Here comes Buds with the chase. Can't find the full kill. Great knockback, preventing Red Robot from charging funds. Only hitting a Roach instead. They take that down before they even pick up the Protector. They pick up the Protector. That's going to be pushing into the top lane now. It's a lot of extra pressure to be applied. All right, I'm loading up my Streamlabs now so we can see that donation while they push in. Lots of good damage. Very nice. First front wall already taken out. Protector almost down to half health, though. Down to 60. The defense is not bad from Oxygen right now. Kill count still 5-0. They still have not killed anyone on the side of WildHearts. Katie Cat, thank you very 224. Thank you very much for the $24 donation. You are adorable. I love your accent. Thank you very much. Please give the Indigenous one a shout out. Hey, the Indigenous one, you kick ass. And you have someone who cares about you very, very nicely because they want you to have a shout out. It's very appreciated. And I feel very nice for being supported. Thank you. As Nasmus, Wraith walks out. He's still draining the Protector. It's a big chunk of damage to that crushing hope. He, by the way, did go for the cleanse earlier on. Did not go for that full Lightning Serpent here to get the massive extra damage output. Blessings of Yulon, percentage damage, healing, going to be great for Lili or even for heroes like D.Va. Going to be great, little bits of extra sustain coming in from her. And Mass Vortex for the side of Prisma as well. Technically doesn't synergize perfectly, but it guarantees makes you have a better chance. Funds was caught in the wall there of the Entomb, enough to get him caught by most of that Dragon Strike, as Divine Shield has to be used. Devouring Maw hits no one. They burn to the emitter here. Their last biotic emitter. They want one more. Red Robot able to zone out Zergling there. Very nice. That's Merce. Holding for the mouse. Zergling charges forward. He has self-destruct. Can they set it up? They don't have enough Devouring Maw for 50 seconds, and that's kind of all their setup, unless they go for a full stay a while and listen. There's a silence charge onto Buds, who turns around. Stay a while only catches Diablo. Self-destruct will do some damage, but he tanks through that with Soul Shield. Soul Shield value there. Still 0-5. Level and a half lead right now for WildHeart Esports, as they're going to pick that up and get themselves level 20. Zergling going to be forced to back away. Pit Kid slowed. A little bit of damage reduction. It's a full Fire Stomp build from Red Robot. Trying to reduce that damage output. Buy them some time. There's the Entomb. That's pretty good. Dragon Strike. Tick, 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 tick. There goes the mech. The mech's alive. Emergency shielding. They get the mech. Can they get D when she comes out? That's still a full kill because they've killed the mech more than once and it adds up. Down goes Nasmus though as they chase down Red Robot, looking for the full kill here. Chasing him, forcing the damage output, trying to finish him off. He's tanking so hard. Soul Shield Diablo with full Fire Stomp is so tanky. There's the more though. Can they save Brightwing? They cannot. Down goes Banana Rage. What a fight between these two teams, but the attrition of WildHearts still proving to be too much to deal with. The Lili while a solid pickup against Cassia and D.Va isn't adding enough. There's just too much sustain to get through with just Hanzo as the damage dealer. Bile drop is complete. That's gonna be scary. Making their way forward. Nazmus gets popped there. Lightning Breath comes out, does very little. Stay a while. Silences the entire team with respect to the elderly as they make their way forward. They have upgraded Divine Shield, but they're just gonna use it to kill off Red Robot. Core shall be focused down. Dragon Strike comes out pre-level 20 to try and just defend it. Buds stuns out Red Robot with the Heraldric Staff. It's going to try and tag through, but it's not enough. WildHeart Esports take game number 2, bringing us to a 1-1. What an intense first game of the day, ladies and gentlemen. That was really, really intense. We are seeing a great back and forth. Much, much better from WildHearts this time. The Lili was a solid pickup here, but for the second time when I've seen a Lili in play, I'm concerned it doesn't do enough damage, and suddenly the jugs aren't enough to heal someone. Those are the issues I'm having with Lilis right now. I like the idea of maybe seeing her in game, but the jugs just aren't doing it for me. Let's have a look at our stats at the end of game number 2. As you can see, Red Robot tanked so much damage. 42,000 self-healing. Absolutely mental. Properly ridiculous there. Zagara able to do 75,000 damage, more than anyone else in the game, except for Cassia and Hanzo, the 2 hyper carries. So Funz was able to keep up very effectively there and did not die. With a Fury of the Swarm as the level 20, because more damage was needed apparently. Didn't even go for the cooldown. They were just trying to end the game because they hit 20 while they were pushing to end. So it just all went for talents that could allow them to kill that core quicker. Timing attack, they went for the Fury of the Storm here. Of course, they did choose Respect the Elderly on the push. Very effective. Nazmus, that Leoric, very effective, but not enough to sustain through all of that this time. They needed extra damage from somewhere, and while Leo added a lot, level 20 is when a lot of that damage would have maybe come into play. They did not reach it this time, though. Great soak as well by Zergling, 19,000, more than anyone else in the game by a solid 7,000. Very nicely done. Excuse me. Well played right now so far by the side of WildHearts and Oxygen. Oxygen proving that the fact that they are 2-0 isn't due to their previous matchups being against underperforming opponents, showing that they are here to fight. But WildHearts, who have had a much rougher road to get to their 2-0 position right now, have been able to put on an intense performance in game number 2 and show that they are seeking that number 1 spot. One of these teams will be 3-0 in terms of full series scores after this series. One will be 2-1. Gonna be intense. Gonna be intense. No one can catch the team who is in first place at this stage. It's gonna be exciting. We're gonna be preparing for map number 3 right now. Excuse me. My throat is bad today. Very exciting. So, once again, WildHearts, they were able to 3-0 Granite Gaming, and they were able to 3-0 Crowd Control. Likely one of the big favorites to win the entire thing. Oxygen, they had to take down Chili Mountain, the team that is currently 0-6, and then they were able to beat 30k. 30k, I think, saying they're underperforming is a little bit unfair, considering how well they have been performing recently, and I think that tomorrow's match against Chili Mountain will be a good chance for them to get some points, but it will be next week versus Simplicity, where they're going to get a really good showing, and we'll see what they can do. So, I hope you all enjoyed the show so far, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 series to give to you tonight. I still look pale. I'm going to mess my colors a bit more. We're just going to depale me a little bit. We're just going to do that. Nope, that's too much. Yeah, that's better. That'll do. We'll do it live. Alrighty then. Excuse me. Alrighty, we're preparing to head into game number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a best of 5, so both these teams need 2 map wins to emerge victorious. Again, big thank you to all of the bit donators, Jinxie Cat, Nancy, Lorelei giving out the subs, I always press this one, Moikaro, We had Nancy, Lorelei again, Tigerfish yesterday. Thank you all for your generosity. It's been very appreciated. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, gifting via the Streamlabs, which is very helpful because Twitch doesn't take as much. Katie Cat with the support as well. Thank you very much. Alrighty then. So, let's see where we're heading for map number 3. I don't really... Oh, wait, we're 2 games in, meaning the mainstream probably taking a break. Hang on, let me check. We're 2 games in, so the mainstream's probably having a nap. Because 2 games is very intense. Let's have a look. I put it on game summary. Yep, they are on a break for 3 minutes. Woo. For at least another 3 minutes, sorry. Wow. Alrighty then. Well, during that time, so I just quickly close all my alerts on my phone. There we go. Alrighty, so while the mainstream decides to go have a cup of tea, I'm going to talk to you about some hero win rates for the 2 teams. Let's start off with Team Oxygen. They, in terms of maps, let's start with that. Map-wise, they currently have their highest win rates on Volskaya Foundry is their highest win rate map in total with a 3-0 ratio, which Oxygen Esports just lost actually. So now it is 3-1. So their highest win rate map suddenly not their highest win rate map anymore. Oxygen, ooh dear. The most played though, ones they seem to prefer the most. Infernal Shrines definitely quite high up there. 3 of their last few games have been on there. On the side of WildHearts, their map preferences seem to be 2 games on Garden Terror, which is already very exciting, fun to see. Also 2 games on Tomb and Spider Queen and Infernal Shrine so far, with their highest win rates being on that Tomb and that Garden. They also have a 100% win rate on Battlefield, but it's just there. In terms of heroes, in terms of the amount of games they have played, their favourites for the side of Oxygen Esports definitely seem to be leaning onto the Johanna, with 7 games played so far, but not bringing it out yet in this series because of the potential triple frontline pressure that could be applied to that Johanna. Brightwing is also a big favourite with 5 games, and Diva now 6 after this game, and Diva showing up as well, tied with Junkrat and Sylvanas as their most played heroes with 4 games each. Now with Sylvanas and Diva Sylvanas gaining at least 1 extra match in there, bringing her up to 5 games played. Most of those were at 100% win rate. Junkrat and Diva are still sitting there, as Oxygen have yet to lose with Diva on their side. For WildHearts, we're looking at Diva as their most played hero, 6 games, now with 5 wins. Very effective play by them so far. The Leoric going to be on 4 games played, tied with Uther. This definitely seems to be their playstyle. In fact, if you look at their most played heroes, Diva, Leo, Uther, Cassia, that's kind of most of what was played last game. They didn't play Leoric last game, but it was very similar to what they were trying to do. Then the Gazlo's been played 3 times along with Cassia and Nazebo and Stukov. WildHearts definitely have that olden style where they just try to pick heroes that scale really well and then let their skills do the talking to hold themselves into the early game and control themselves to the late game. It's great to see. They definitely don't play by the simple rules that most people do, which is you have 1 tank, 1 bruiser, 2 ranged, and 1 healer. They don't play by those rules, and it's fantastic to see. They go by what works. Excuse me. So, how's the mainstream doing? Are they back from their nap yet? Yes, they are. They are talking. They are actually talking now. Feels good. Alrighty, big stretch. All right. So, we're going to be getting ready to jump into game number 3 as soon as possible. Once the mainstream are able to get online. Of course, time for the players to take a break as well, so that's always nice. If you're enjoying the show, maybe consider dropping a subscription or some bits or a donation via the Streamlabs below. If you're looking to buy some games this Christmas, check out my Humble Store links below the stream, where you can buy games that are usually cheaper than on Steam, while supporting myself, use my affiliate link, and also sometimes charity, which is always nice and always welcome. It costs you nothing extra, and you're able to support good causes like me, and also charity, which is amazing. God love charity. So, I haven't done a charity stream in a bit. I should do another one of those. I haven't done one in a while. Last one I did was the Mayhem one, where we got like... Did we get 10k or 15k? I think we got 10k was our limit there. Yeah, it was 10k that we got for that. So we're going to be getting ready to head into game number 3 as soon as possible. If you're also enjoying the stream, then maybe check out today's sponsor. While we are casting the HeroesCCL presented by Roll20, you are watching it on the Tetcher stream, which is sponsored by Simply Nuck Gaming and their People's Choice campaign. We have our lobby set up, but while you look at these picks, you can think about the fact that you can vote on which PC from Simply Nuck has the bigger Black Friday discount. Make sure you vote for the one that is your favorite so that everyone can get that wonderful experience of small form factor power when it comes around to this holiday season. Make sure you vote by hitting !SNUC or just checking out Simply Nuck on Twitter. Reyna banned out this time as we are on Battlefield of Eternity. We already mentioned that as popping up in terms of statistics for the side of Oxygen Esports. 1-0 on this map. We'll see if they can keep that ratio going. For the side of WildHearts, they are also 1-0 actually. Ooh, both teams. 1 win, 1 loss. Someone is about to have that ratio ruined. Hanzo going to be picked up as first pick for Oxygen, giving themselves that great race. It's fantastic to see Hanzo making his way back into the meta in such a strong way, even though last game was a little bit sketch. Excuse me. So, Oxygen. What are we going to see from the response of WildHearts? Uther and Cassia. Again, they know what they like. It keeps winning, so why would we stop? Why would we ever stop when it just keeps working? Insert Jerry meme here. Alrighty, on the side of Oxygen Esports now. We have the Hanzo, they need some frontline. Something to deal with this Uther. It's likely going to be a double support again with this Uther, but it doesn't have to be, and that's the confusing part. They pick Deckard, and they pick Rexar. Oh, Rexar on this map is an interesting one. He doesn't have as much point control, but he has a lot of harassment and a lot of safe race. It's great because you can't really beat him in lane. It's a very weird pick. This isn't a map like Braxis, where you can see massive changes here. Very interesting. Okay. Well, let's see how this goes for them with Rexar on the board. There goes Diablo. Would be a great setup follow-up there. We see the Stukov band away. Stukov band out. Stukov would have been a great follow-up for Uther. Those two combine very well together. Uther offering a lot more protection against CC with Cleanse or Divine Shield. So it makes a lot of sense to see that as the potential ban away. Very smart indeed. They pick up Leoric, and they get the Diva. They like these heroes because it keeps working. Always good to see. Now then. Final 2 pickups for Oxygen. They needed something main tanky. They do get Johanna this time, despite going into Leo Diva. And they get Mephisto. That's a lot of extra damage output. Great harassment onto the objective. And now Uther, now they kind of have to do a double support, because Uther will really struggle to keep up with the actual damage output that the Mephisto will offer. So it would be very sensible for them to actually deal with that. Let's see how they do so. They do. They go for Whitemane, one of the higher damage supports here, and also one of the massive sustaining supports. Very cool to see here. That's going to be a lot of extra sustain for them, a lot of extra damage. I think that might be what WildHearts needed. We'll have to see. We're going to be loading into game number 3 very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. Show your support if you are. The best way you can support this show right now is to share with your friends that this alternative is available. If they are liking the mainstream, but they want a little bit of a change, then maybe consider checking out the Tetcher stream, where alternative commentary is available. Sharing is caring, and that's how we raise that viewership and how we improve and make our way up the board. Feels good, team. Alrighty. I'll be covering both the games tomorrow as well. As a reminder, we're going to be seeing Simplicity versus Granite tomorrow and Chili Mountain versus 30k. After this series today, we'll be seeing Crowd Control versus Sidestep Kings. I will be bringing you all of these games. If you can't show your friends like Black Milk Online with the memes here, then maybe share on your social medias and see if we can get some more public attention. Let's head into game number 3 of this best of 5, where on the left-hand side it shall be Oxygen Esports Flodo. Thank you for subbing with your Twitch Prime. And on the right, it shall be WildHeart Esports. Let's get this going. White Main starting us off with Pity the Frail here, getting that Searing Lash cooldown reduction. Nice to see here. No extra attack speed. Just a cooldown reduction of Inquisition, meaning more standard Inquisition build coming in from here. D.Va going with full metal. There's no D.Va and there's no May. Oh, wow, I can't talk today. There's no Lily this time. And Mephisto also starting off pretty normal at the start of this game here. Melts a good bit of damage onto Pit Kid, but Prismat unable to pick up any long-term value. Pit Kid tanking through. Good scatter arrow, though, coming in from Madara. Madara getting some good damage there. Is the Furious Spark, of course, that we are seeing here. And Flodo, thank you for the 500 bits as well with the pride. That's what we like to hear. Thank you very much for your support. Very appreciated as Pit Kid clears out the minions. Wave of Light from Uther. Good Condemn from Red Robot. It's a lot of damage. Love the quiz. Thank you for the great content. Very appreciated. Quiz 3 is in production. I might have to scrap one of the questions though, because I tried to ask a slight hint on the quiz, by the way. I tried to ask Gilly some questions that would help me write the quiz, and she started answering and then stopped. So we see Prismat sieging in, doing what he can. Good shots onto Pit Kid. Oh, Prismat's not going to be able to hit anyone there. Just takes a lot of damage. There's the turn with the dive from Zergling, but fantastic route coming in from Decker. Banana H saving the day big time there. Immediately we say goodbye to Zergling, who will piece back up to the top lane. Fun's going to port back for mana. Uther, of course, a very mana-intensive hero, even with this level 1 talent. Lots of pressure being applied to those Impalers. Scatter Arrow still available. Ooh, mana regeneration potions. Rejuvenation potions coming in from Decade Kane here. Little bits of extra mana. Keep that Hanzo and that Mephisto siege in. Also gives a little bit of health regen. Very rare that we see this talent coming in, but it's cool to see it. A little bit of extra 10 mana, always helpful. Globe-based Rexar build. Risky plays here, but I like it. Red Robot backing away. Wave of Light, nuclear option once again seems to be the go-to from WildHearts. Looks like your boy here has a new D.Va build. Pit Kid stunned out by Misha. The pressure, very good, but not enough. Bear gets caught on the pathing, stunned out onto the Immortal Stun, and will be slain. Condemn is good. Red Robot trying to bully Pit Kid, Justin, who is very extended here. Holy Shock for extra race potential, and Harass onto the point for some siege. Coming in from Funds. They make their way up. Banana Rage stunned out, but is able to back away. Eats a lot of Drain. Hope takes some damage. Wraithwalk by Pit Kid avoids the stun. In the meantime, D.Va, Zergling, very slowly is working away on that Immortal. Pewing away with those auto attacks. You can see that number ticking down and the health bar barely moving. But that is D.Va. She will get it eventually. It will just take a bit. Prismat gets some damage done. Buds forced to port back. Top themselves up in terms of mana. Unaverted going to come in and help Zergling. But with that, race is still going to be won by Oxygen so far on the halftime show. Their race is just a lot faster than D.Va at this stage. Cassie, by the way, Charge Strike's not going to go with the more standard these days, chasing onto the Deckard. Good job, though. Charge Strike still does a lot of damage. That's able to achieve the kill. Pit Kid barely alive, and the healing from Buds and Funds keeps them alive. Funds Buds with great sustain. We see Intercession, which means Garden of Ancient Kings coming in once again from Funds. They very much like that style. Cooldown reduction on the stuns from Rexar when he decides to join the team, which looks like he will be now. They're going to try and finish the race. It is currently in favor, very barely, of Oxygen as WildHearts try to get the counter race, but they can't defend well enough. Oxygen are going to be able to win the Immortal here. WildHearts went for a valiant last effort to try and save that, but they were unable to do so. So, we're going to be seeing the push onto the bottom lane. With right now, everyone except for Rexar gonna be down here, chilling. Also, 7 globes on Rexar so far. Not bad. Nasmus. Just getting it, lads. Lads and ladettes. I hate the term ladettes. Sorry, I'll come up with a better one. Zergling makes his way down to help siege out this Immortal, keeps them safe. And that will allow them to clear out the Immortal here. Root catches a lot of damage there. Red Robot chased in. Zergling is popped backing up. Will stay safe. Pit Kid. Pit Kid. Pit Kid. He's low. Drain Home keeps him alive. Even with 2 healers, though, they cannot keep Leoric up forever. Leoric will be slain. The clear happens. Nicely done. Very nice so far. We see the Subdue coming in from the Johanna. Emerald for Deckard as well. It is still going to be a double gem build. No triple gems. We still don't get the joy of that. Dragon Strike once again. Durance of Hate to set up this time. Durance is sidestepped by Pit-Kid and unaverted. Still over half a level for them to go for level 10, but they just avoided their biggest threat. Johanna still holding that level 10, though. Could very quickly quick pick and get that Blessed Shield and go for the invade. Nope, Falling Sword. Drain Hope being applied to Red Robot, forcing them to back away here. Nice route again. Banana Rate playing out his mind right now, keeping the pressure onto WildHearts, keeping them busy, giving them a hard time. Nasmus dueling hard with Zergling and is coming out on top. Very interesting. He's able to sustain so well here. So we're going to be approaching level 10 finally for WildHearts here. We're going to be seeing that Ball Lightning. It is a Divine Storm. Leo yet to pick, but I would be very surprised if it's not Entomb. Yep, there we go. Scarlet Aegis, no cheeky Divine Reckoning coming in. There's that Divine Storm being dropped onto Johanna. Falling Sword has to be burned to escape. Dragon Strike just eats Buds. But he's able to stay alive via his own Scarlet Aegis. Durance catches Leo, and Pit-Kid still survives. He holds. He's going to be able to tank through that. That was insane that he lived that, but he does do so. Meantime, Zergling keeps the pressure on. Here comes the counter race. Right now, halftime show very in favor again of Oxygen. Unaverted is low. He's sniped. And WildHearts are on the back foot this game. 4 kills to 1 as Oxygen piling on the pressure. Cassia seemingly unable to do enough damage again to break through all of this. She is always isolated. The Leo main tank unable to sustain for long enough to give Cassia that freedom that she so desperately needs to keep this pressure going. That's going to be an almost 100% shield Immortal going over to Oxygen Esports. They're going to be pushing into the top lane where a fort still stands. Let's see what they can do up here. Waves cleaned up quickly. Of course, Nasmus makes his way back down to bot. Will clean up against Zergling here. Keeps his team in the XP-wise as they creep towards level 13. Prismatic, good damage, but not enough onto Unaverted here. Wraithwalk dropped, caught in the Entomb. That's gonna be banana rage. Stay a while and listen. But we see the Durance spreading as well. Will catch Funds, preventing a lot of healing. That's gonna be the Cassia killed again on a vertical out. Buds dived after the Immortal has slain the Force, and there's nothing protecting it. Funds is to turn around to help Buds. Pitkid is all alone over here and will fall almost certainly. Great scatter arrow from Madara. Level 13's on the board for Oxygen. They grab the double kill. And they make their way in for a keep. Self-destruct Immortal still with very high health. They make their way in. Pressure to be applied. Zergling tanks through. Micro missiles do some good damage. Burn through that Immortal a little bit more. This is looking very good for Oxygen Esports right now. 6 kills to 1. Cassia seemingly short a little bit of protection, having the crowd control of their team being basically only Uther. Is there anything Oxygen can do to win this game faster at this point? Can they find more kills? Can they go more aggressive? Because right now, they're just piling on more and more pressure. What can WildHearts do to try and save themselves, keep themselves safe? They hit level 13. That will help a lot. Level 13 on the board. We see the subjugation, damage reduction. Standard white main build these days. Good to go. Well met. More damage reduction and Ominous Wraith. All damage reduction. That will certainly help them with their tankiness issue. Gotta land those abilities though. This is staying through. Damage onto Misha. Down she goes. Sniped by Unaverted. Very nice. In the meantime, top is being pushed in, by the way, but a split push Johanna. The classic. But they've already backed away. They're almost at level 16, but Oxygen Esports don't want to fight on the same talent tier. They want to extend their lead. They grow and grab their own bruiser camp. They will likely try and creep into a lane, whichever one pushes up first, but they don't need to yet. They can just make their way down and defend their own Immortal at this stage. They win the race. So defense looks to be the name of the game. Maybe a trap. There's a lane also pushing up here, so that's XP. Scatter arrow lands quite a few targets. They put the pressure on. Micro missiles. Prisma. There's the Entomb, and that's going to be Leo sustained out. There's the Falling Sword. Catches Buds. Unaverted. Still alive this time, though. They're the damage dealer, and them surviving is so important. There's the Durance. Medallions through it. Gets away from the Bear Sun, too. But look at the damage output with the anti-healing from Emerald. Anti-healing versus double healer. Unaverted still tanks through this time, but both the frontliners were slain. Unaverted is the key for WildHearts to win. But in this case, of course, the key will be targeted. They're trying their best to hold their way through this. We see the percentage damage for Hanzo with Dragon Slayer. Rejuvenating Shield for the Johanna. A little bit of extra healing there. And I believe that's percentage damage coming in from Mephisto. Trying to just burn through them even quicker. Level 16, a full level away from WildHeart Esports. As they are sitting on the defense. Oxygen, keeping that pressure on. Still playing amazingly this game. Sieging back and forth. Shots coming in. Red Robot. You see a quick little holy shot coming out from Funds. Tiny bits of damage. Keeps the armor up on Funds very consistently. They hold their way through for now. Wars released. Hits multiple members. Buds unaverted. Might be in trouble. Zergling. Pitkid Was able to Wraith walk through. Good split, but that's most of the Immortal already down. There's the Entomb. Their chance to go in. Pitkid tanking through this. He's sniped down so fast. Durance on unaverted is a rough situation to be in. Falling Sword was sustained through by the Stay of One. Listen, they're forcing their way, but the healing output from Zergling. Sorry, the healing output from Buds keeping him alive this time. Fun's also still here, so Unaverted will live, but that is almost a full shield Immortal again. Going over to the side of Oxygen Esports as WildHearts. They try to get the turnaround, try to get a quick kill, and instead they may lose Fun's or Zergling, maybe both. If they lose neither, good sustain. Pitkid was able to respawn back for this defense. Buds, not yet respawned, will not be for a while. There's the Entomb once again, but unaverted. Very not in position. Durance onto Pitkid. Dragon Strike as well, kind of cutting off the escape route, and Pitkid goes down. Immortal still with a shield, pushing it to the core. Falling Sword onto Zergling, who drops a self-destruct. Red Robot just has to eat it. Wasn't able to get out of range, gets a potion. Mortal, shield is gone. Core taking hits. Here comes Zergling from the side. Everyone except Pitkid is back. There goes the mech. Focus on the Zergling. Keep those deaths staggered. They might be able to end. The Great Scarlet Aegis holds them to it. 66% left on that core. 40%. They rush in. They're just going to rush past before Leo respawns. And game number 3 goes over to Oxygen Esports. It's weird to say, but almost very one-sided games between these two teams, where both teams are just fighting back and forth, each one winning an individual game just of their own, with the other one not getting any opportunity to really show any comeback when it comes to that. Let's have a look at the talents as we prepare for game number 4, potentially match point for the side of Oxygen Esports, who've really shown that them getting to this point, they silenced all the haters. They have shown that they are here and that they deserve to be in the top echelon of teams. $14 kills to 1 in favor of Oxygen Esports there. And I'm a fan of this Leoric main tank. It did not do enough to sustain through that. They did not have the protection that they needed. The Falling Sword from Red Robot really keeping pressure onto the unaverted there, preventing them from escaping multiple times. This is well played. Well played so far by both teams, but Oxygen now on their match point, 1 game away from making their way into the next round. I'm just taking a quick drink. Alrighty then. So, we're preparing to head into game number 4, potentially the last game in this series. After that, of course, we will have our next series of the day, Crowd Control versus Sidestep Kings. Very strong matchup. Should be very entertaining if you ask me, because that is a brutal matchup. And if I remember correctly, I'm checking now. Excuse me. It is a rematch. It is. It's a rematch from the Icebreaker tournament where Sidestep Kings were able to take out... where Sidestep Kings were taken out by Crowd Control in a 2-1. Crowd Control, of course, went on to win, beating 30k in a 3-2. Very exciting. WildHeart Esports didn't even make it that far. They lost to Crowd Control in round 1. Oxygen Esports lost to 30k in round 2. So far, WildHearts have already been able to get their revenge on Crowd Control during week number 2 of its regular group play of the CCL, whereas Team Oxygen, they still have a little bit, they have also been able to get their revenge on 30k, beating them in 3-2 in the same week. So all the Icebreaker revenges have happened. I'll have to see how that continues. Maybe once we get round to Sidestep Kings versus 30k. Sorry, when we get round to 30k versus Crowd Control again. Oh, that's already happened. Crowd Control won. There are very few revenges left. We're running out of I think we're out of revenges here. Alrighty. Jump back to my face while we wait. They can't be on another break, surely. I just realized, because it's been a while since the game has shown up. Game summary. Okay, they're not on a break. Whew. We're good. We're good. We don't have to worry about them going on a break in between every single match. Which, I understand why you would. Sometimes you just kind of can. But if you can avoid it, yeah. Why is my green screen just only exist on my... Am I creating that much of a shadow? Oh, my green screen is far forward. Oh, that's why. I'm going to fix that. Might as well. We're waiting for the game. I guess I've knocked my green screen at some point. It's really far forward now, and that's causing like a lot of shadow. Let's move that. There we go. Look at that. That's much better. Move you to tighten you up. Move you down. There we go. Much better. That's probably quite a bit better if I had to guess. Let's see. When I sit down. No, that's significantly worse, actually. How's that happened? Whatever. Whatevs. Shadows are happening. We'll deal with them. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the show, maybe consider dropping a subscribble. Why is this happening? There's a huge little line of darkness here now. What's happened there? Alright, I'm going to mess my green screen a bit. You look fine. It's not me, it's the green screen that's being annoying. Alrighty, but if you enjoyed the show, maybe consider dropping a donation or a subscription. Dropping a follow is also very appreciated so that you can see when I go live with more CCL action. Feels good. We have our lobby set up. It looks like we're going to be jumping into Infernal Shrines, which will be our 4th map of the day. Will Oxygen be able to close out the series, or will we see the revenge play being achieved? I would like to let you know that that has already happened on the mainstream, and I still get this on the clean feed. There we go. Oh, so there's a delay on the clean feed. Okay, that makes sense. Give themselves all the things. So, we are heading into Infernal Shrines. Alrighty. Infernal Shrines' first ban goes over to WildHeart Esports. They, of course, opted for first pick. And first ban, meaning the map choice was that of Oxygen. I believe there were some statistics based on that in particular. Infernal Shrines for Oxygen, 3 games played, 2-1 on Infernal Shrines. Whereas WildHearts, 2 games played, 1-1. More games played by Oxygen, better win rate for WildHearts. Oxygen feeling confident though. So they're busting out the Medivh ban once again. Cassia this time is removed by WildHearts, and they get that Diva once again, still showing confidence in it. For good reason. It was very effective in game number 2, so they banned that away. Hanzo and Leoric. Gonna be the first 2 picks, stealing that Leoric away from WildHeart. It's currently being held by Nasmus, implying that it will probably be played by Nasmus. But game 1 shows that isn't always the case, that Red Robot will play Leo if he has to. We see the Deckard Kane here. And the Jada. Ooh, Jada's an interesting one. Great mage power, of course. Great for bursting down the objective. But it's the first Jada or Kael'thas mage style we've seen in quite a while. Li Ming, even, has been rare between these 2 teams. Slash, not seen at all. Chromie, the only mage who's really been seen the time of day outside of Mephisto, the first mage to show any attention. Maiev is removed. That would be a great wombo potential set up there with Maiev into something that will hold them in the wombo into Jada killing everything. Very classic, very old style. Wouldn't be too surprised if that is something WildHearts were in fact thinking about. We can in fact look at their playstyle and we can see that it doesn't actually look like they have played Maiev. Oh, hang on. Yes, they have. They have played her once. They have yet to win with her. Stukov banned out once again by WildHearts, removing that from Oxygen. They, of course, do play that Stucco because everyone does. He's very good right now. Auction Esports. Red Robot, Banana H, and Prismat. They go for Red Robot, Banana H. They get the Johanna once again, and they get the Lucio. The Johanna played to incredible effect in the last game. They are now 8 games played with Johanna with a solid, out of 8 games, they now have, I believe, 5 wins, which is crazy good. Now final pickups for WildHeart. They get the Gazlo again, and they're bringing out the Blaze. So they're running a full wombo setup here. Really relying on Gazlo to get those setups here. Blaze will be the start, will be the engage. Gazlo follow-up. Jada as the kill potential. Auction Esports now. Final pickup for them. What do they want now? With that hard engage, another melee would be risky unless they're looking for something like Zeratul again. They go for something that is unstoppable. Cannot be caught in the wombo. They go for Deathwing. There is 0% damage. No percentage damage other than level 4 on Gazlo for the side of WildHeart. So with WildHeart having no percentage damage, Deathwing suddenly jumps a little bit higher up in priority. Always nice to see when we have that little bit of adjustment. I think that Deathwing might be the clutch choice here. My concern is Jaina and Gazlo will do a lot of damage, and Gazlo is playing the mage build, so I actually would quite like to see him just go full mage build. Take that percentage damage, you might as well at this point, and use it to actually try and kill Deathwing too. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's going to be an interesting one. Once again, this could be the last game of this series. After this series, we will be jumping into Crowd Control versus Sidestep Kings. After a break, we, of course, have to wait for the mainstream to get back before this games start. We can't just ask them to start without them. Feels bad. And, of course, tomorrow, we will be back at the same time, casting Simplicity versus Granite Gaming, and then Chili Mountain versus 30k. You know what that sound means? It means the game has begun! And we are heading in to game number 4 of this best of 5 series. On the left-hand side, Team Oxygen running in that Deathwing. Leo's back once again. That's Assassin Deathwing. We see Molten Blood coming in for the Deathwing. Max Sustain here. On the other side, WildHeart going in for a bit more of a wombo-based build. They get the Gazlo. They got the Jada this time. Let's see what they can do. WildHeart coming in. Let's see how they start. No rocket boots to start off for Gazlo, meaning I do believe that Funds will not be going for the percentage damage. He's instead still going to be spamming turrets. We'll see how that works out for him. Extra healing for the Johanna. With Laws of Hope coming in here. They trade a little bits of damage back and forth. Molten Blood, of course, for Prismat means as long as he has 3 plates or more, so only if he's lost his first plate, he will be able to heal massive amounts over time with his passive health regeneration. Going to stun out. He's playing in ranged form for the moment. They clean everything up as best they can for the moment. Blast their way through. Red Robot took a little bit of damage from unaverted there. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful on that rotation. Camps are started for the side of WildHearts. Top lane, you can see by the health... Well, you can't see by the health bars because we can't see Divas, but it looks at least like Nasmus is doing fine. They push their way into bot lane. Good knockback by Lucio. It's a liquid cooling once again for Diva. Going for that sustain that way. Nothing too aggressive at this stage. Everyone's just clearing minions, trying to double soak, getting camps where they can. That bottom camp, the slight advantage, going over to Auction Esports right now, 1 game away from taking this series. So we're likely going to see the Rocket Socket from Gazlo because they are seeming to go for that old style build instead of bringing out the Deathwing killing potential of Hyper Focus Coils. That's the more likely choice. They've gone pretty deep here, but RRA is forced to dash out. Great invade. They have Meltdown now for the Blaze. That's extra sustain for him. Damage reduction. And, of course, Again, another nuclear option. This is just the build right now for WildHearts. Gazlo yet to pick. Ooh, nearer the times I was predicting. Going for easy peasy Dimensional Ripper, allowing him to gain 40 armor for 3 seconds. Great sustain talent here, keeping him alive. And it will, yeah, that's it. Reducing all the damage. Nearby enemy heroes and summons by 50% for 3 seconds. Interesting. Wait, this is written really weirdly. I'm not sure this is written correctly on this page I'm looking at. Alrighty. Well, Prismac clearing out the lanes. Arcane Intellect coming in for the Jada. Good dodge by Funds. Defensive Matrix really showing up value. They've got Defense Matrix. And, of course, we already mentioned they have that Meltdown for Pit Kid. Very good counter to Deathwing. He is immune to a lot of things, but he's not immune to damage reduction. That makes it actually quite hard to deal with him. Here comes the self-destruct. Catches a little bit of an auto rage, as does the Gazlo bomb, and it's actually going to be the Blaze Fire that set them up for Unaverted to find the finishing blow on that kill. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Effective. Punisher going to be making his way onto the board. Ball already pulled over the wall, making the most of P's permanent unstoppableness. Nasmus takes quite a few shots from Zergling, whose mech was popped here. Will be taken out, not too surprising here. No, Easy Peasy Dimensional Ripper was written the same. Just activatable armor for Gazlo. So it's armor and also reduces the damage of nearby enemy heroes. Very cool. Okay, much better. Worked it out. Worked it out. He's also gone for Goblin Fusion. More scrap. Alrighty, so yeah, the damage reduction here, again, seemingly is this a style by WildHearts. Damage reduction from Blaze, damage reduction from Gazlo, and damage reduction coming in not from D.Va. Doesn't run hers here. Well, I guess he already has it with the... sorry, Deckard doesn't have his with Canai's Cube. Going with Emerald for that healing reduction. And D.Va, of course, has hers with Defense Matrix. This definitely seems to be their style. Can't kill us if you don't do damage. Hey, if it works... who can blame him? Subdue not stacked yet. Jada, 2,684 health damage right now on the baseline quest. We, of course, predicted Prismat would be going for an Infernus-style build for Molten Breath, and that prediction is correct. Level 10 hit just about the same time for both teams. Oxygen has split second earlier. Sound Barrier, Dragon Strike once again. Entomb, that's their combo. They really seem to like it. Bellowing Roar this time. Zergling, forced to charge away. Has self-destruct, and they're going to run it forward. Dragon Strike comes out, splits the team in two quite a bit as P moves forward. Zergling zoned away here. Are we going to see the self-destruct? No, the fight will be disengaged from. It's a Robo-Goblin from Gazlo going for the damage. Bless you from over the wall, looking for unaverted. Quick kill there. Self-destruct going to have to be dropped. No, Funds Zergling did not get it off in time, and instead gets caught in the Horrify, in that Bellowing Roar, and will be zoned out and slain. Zergling not able to self-destruct in time, caught in the damage, and then immediately in the crowd control afterwards. Funds going for the 1v1 dueling talent here. Really wants to get stuck in. He's going to be punching this Deathwing. Weird sentence, but it's true. He's going to be punching the Deathwing. So then, P doing as much damage as they can to Pit Kid and siege it up very effectively. 2 kills to 1 right now in favor of Oxygen. WildHearts on the back foot for the moment. We'll see if that changes. Banana Rage boosting them around the map, has been playing absolutely stellar today. Micro missiles from the back, but Pitkid kind of ignores them. There's the Infernus, but Defense Matrix shuts it down. Dragon Strike not going to be caught in that, though. That's a lot of zoning going to be done. But the bunker is enough to drive back Red Robot. Nasbus not with them yet. He's soaking them towards level 13 by clearing out mid, but it looks like they're still going to try and get this. Fountain picked up by Red Robot, so he can come in at full strength. P about to drop an armor plate here, drops the stun, hits quite a few members. Water Elemental just got slayed, self-destruct, gonna do good damage. Look at that Infernus comboing with Nasmus there. The Molten Breath is good. Here comes Cataclysm over the entire objective with Bellowing Roar to isolate funds. They snipe him down. Nasmus tanking through as Pitkid and Zergling try to turn it around. They do win the objective. WildHeart's getting the Punisher, but losing the fight and losing Zergling as well, who will be slain again. A 3-for-0 in exchange for the Punisher. Banana H using his speed boost to dodge the Punisher there. That will allow his team to focus down and clear up this Punisher without having to worry too much about the extra pressure it will do to the fort, because they use the tower to defend it. They don't have to worry about WildHearts engaging onto them because they aren't there. They're either in base, dead, or bot lane. Punisher is slain. Mid-fort survives. Both teams still all forts alive as Nasmus tries to siege into Pitkid. 4-man rotation to the bot lane for Oxygen. Going to steal away that bottom camp. Not enough people down here from WildHearts to contest that, so it will be let go. Nasmus forced to back away though, a little scared of Zergling. They have their own Impalers to grab here, their own siege camp. WildHearts, right now, they're on the defensive. They're even on talents now, as they do now have that suppressing fire for Blaze. Spell power reduction, even more damage reduction coming in here. Gazlo Superior Schematics, the only talent anyone ever takes. And there's the Siege Camp. Siege Camp will be taken here by WildHearts, matched by Oxygen. Madara and Banana H will finish that off on their side as well. Here comes the invade attempt. Condemn buys them enough time, but the charge comes in anyway. So looking for the fight. Suppressive fire was just dropped. Good stun out, buying them some time as Dragon Strike will force the team again to be split in two. There's the Bellowing Roar. Only hits Buds, who turns back round, but that's a good kill. They get Zergling again. Look at that Molten Breath. Just melts through Pitkid. Buds in a bad spot. Caught in the entomb, locked in by the terrain. They will see the kill onto Jada as well. That is a 3-for-0. Can they get Pitkid to make it 4 Condemn? And they use the sustain, the unstoppable. Gets away. The Pyromania armor. The unstoppable being enough to save Pitkid there, but still a 3-for-0. 8 kills to 1 in total this game. Oxygen Esports smashing their way through here. Looking almost unstoppable with the amount of DPS they are actually dealing here. We see top being pushed in. Bot, Nasmus, sniping down the fountain. Down goes the fort. This is looking good right now for Oxygen Esports, who continue to snowball a lead with level 16 advantage. Up the frequency now available. They've gone for an auto attack. Leoric build. Dragon Strike will find nothing. Nothing is acquired, so they look for Zergling instead. Smacking him down. That's a lot of damage, actually. Here comes Funds. Wraithwalk immediately burned. Trying to use that mini-stun of Zergling to set that up. It's going to be a big gank under 4 here. Pitkid looks for the angle. Nasmus really doing his best to try and avoid everything there. Buds ended up being the one taking that fort aggro. Took a lot of damage, but they're able to avoid it and snipe the fort. Fort's 1-for-1. Top objective is next, but recognizing they have a man advantage for the first time in a while. WildHearts going to try and capitalize. They push into bot lane. Ports coming out from everyone except for Hanzo. Everyone else here on this defense. Nasmus will be back very shortly in about 8 seconds. Self-destruct gonna be burned. Molten Breath is fully quested. All the talents that affect it are taken already. Great stun. Lightning breath, sorry, Molten Breath with huge damage output. Zergling got caught by the conflagration. Quick heal from Buds. Stay a while, but P doesn't care. He's wading forward. Bellowing Roar is huge. Funds is in a bad place, in a bad way. He's able to get some unstoppable thanks to that Robo Goblin. Hanzo has got the Punisher while this is happening. Down goes Funds. As they chase in, Madara is just ending the game as we speak. It's all about preventing the ports right now. They just delete Jaina. They are able to tank through. Jaina actually still alive. It wasn't Jaina who was killed. She will be killed eventually, though. And now, right now, we're seeing Pitkid try to sustain through. Zergling is tanking with everything he can. But Oxygen Esports are literally ending the game as we speak. Zergling is trying to delay to stop people going for that core, but these are some really staggered deaths. Zergling will fall in this Entomb. As we see the Punisher pushing in. Hanzo is here. His team are slowly arriving. The staggered spawn timers are so staggered that WildHeart are actually having people come back to defend this, as Funds will respawn. 7 seconds till Jaina. They're arriving before Leo and Lucio are. There's the Dragon Strike. They're not actually going to be able to end here unless they find some more kills. Stay a while. Finds no one. Just buys them time to kill the Punisher, who's able to beat up Funds. Molten Breath takes out Deckard. Unaverted is zoned out by the Inferno as Pierce Matt horrifies, bellowing roars, looks for Unaverted, doesn't get him. Unaverted still kiting. There's the Drain Hope. That's enough, and that will be GG. Team Oxygen able to take down WildHearts in a 3-1 performance. Very, very impressive. Oxygen really showing that they are the team to watch. Showing that they are here to be scary. And proving that they are very scary. WildHearts, they are the team that took down Crowd Control. They played so well in the first couple of weeks, but they got out-drafted and outplayed in these games. Team Oxygen at the end, 17 kills to 2 in favor of Oxygen. We saw one turnaround where they were able to catch Nasmus in that bottom lane and try to turn that into a keep play. And that turned into them losing the game. With Oxygen winning 4v5, at one point 3v5, in order to take the game. What an impressive performance from Oxygen Esports. Unbelievable coming in from them today. So impressed. They are able to move into the 3-0 series position and the top of the board. Oxygen showing to be some of the best players in the world right now. Who can assail them? We got quite a bit of time to find out, as we still have many weeks left of CCL. But who will be the team to take on Oxygen? They still have quite a few matchups left in their season. Most notably, next week they are playing Sidestep Kings, Granite Gaming week 5, Crowd Control. Maybe going to be one of the most hype on week 6. But week 7, if Simplicity keeps scaling, that might be a good matchup as well. We'll see how that goes for them. But right now, Crowd Control are the expected ones. But Granite Gaming, their performance last week was very strong, and we all believe that 30k and Sidestep Kings are going to be very heavy on the scaling. And of course, some of those teams have had some changes due to roster swaps during the mid-week. Let's find out who we're talking about next. We're going to be having Crowd Control versus Sidestep Kings. The only teams that have had 0 roster changes out of anyone here. All the teams on the other side of the board on the Sunday games have had roster changes, with Simplicity losing a player, Granite Gaming swapping a player. In fact, most of these players have swapped players with each other. Chili Mountain's Fury going to 30k. Simplicity's Noah, I believe, has just dropped. Beargult is going to Chili Mountain. Simplicity, yeah, Granite Gaming just got... Who does Simplicity get? Who's Simplicity's replacement? I don't remember. Hang on, I need to look. Liquid Heroes. Okay, so Simplicity got Legacy. That was it. So Legacy went over to Simplicity. Noah is currently a free agent. And Fury went to 30k. Bergolt went to Chili Mountain. And Yasu went to Granite. Okay, so I was mostly right. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is almost certainly an interview going on the main stream right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disappear and take you over to that so you can watch that. And then I'll take you to a break while we prepare for series number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly.